Hello Gemini, this is Victoria and I'm here with your May horoscope. As always, we'll be looking at your personal space and love life, your career and workspace, and I'll get you guidance from your personal interest and from the universe and how to best guidance from the universe and how to best utilize the energy of the months of May. But then there will also be messages from your person of interest. Whew, I have taken my sweet time with my horoscopes. I know. But part of my personal growth is to allow myself to do that once in a while and be okay with it and accept it and not feel guilty. Everything happens in divine timing. I believe it so much more and more every single year. I'm getting more and more proof, and I can step deeper into that trust. What did I want to say? Yeah, so I just did a reading for Taurus, and I had so much to say that it turned out to be quite a long reading. So now I was trying to speak quickly through the stuff, just to get to the reading. And that's what happened. I got some of my message was compressed. So I'm gonna step outside of it and just follow the bliss and follow the downloaded messages. But we'll start with a quick oracle message. Oh, the main update, of course, is now that I've settled in my place, more or less, but at least I got all my stuff here. I unpacked more or less everything, and that included my decks, Tarot and Oracle. So for the Oracle message, we're going to be using the Sacred Dancer, the Cosmic Dancer Oracle. And then for the main read today, I'm going to use the Good Tarot. And for the messages from your person, I'm going to use the Celtic Tarot deck. How exciting is that? A week ago, I recorded full moon in Scorpio message, so please check it out if you haven't checked it yet. The energy is strong for a few days afterwards. It was pretty powerful full moon, especially if you have Scorpio or water, a lot of Scorpio, a lot of water in your chart. I recommend even 10 times more. And at the very least, it will give you more perspective and clarity on what was happening during the last 10 days or so. What was the context? What was the reason for certain things to come around? So with all that said, this readings are for Sun, Moon, and Rising Gemini. So if you're watching this for a Sun sign, please check out readings for the other placements as well. If you're new, there's information in the description box about my content and services. I do personal readings, so contact me via email. That's the easiest way. Or you can also sign up for a free consultation, whether it's about tarot or coaching, which is what I also do. We can speak more specifically on what your goals are, questions are, and see how we want to proceed further. With all that said, Gemini, your oracle message for the month of May is notice the pattern. I feel like Gemini is so good at this because you pay attention to detail, you go into the data, you do your analysis, you notice things, right? But I feel that, and I'm being guided to give you another aspect of this analysis, right? It's more about like, what do you focus on? How do you build your analysis or report, right? You can focus on different things and suddenly you can get a different message with the same exact data. All right, so step outside the box and be a little more creative with what is the message, even when you already see the pattern, right? Like, let's say there is a pattern even in this card. What does it represent, right? Why are you noticing it? What does it mean? Don't disregard the aspects around it, like whatever your perspective of the pattern is in this case, which could be a few different things actually. Notice other stuff as well, right? That it's also kind of, what do they call this in an scientific experiment? Like the conditions, the environment, I think it's called, is important as well to understand the results better. So if you're noticing, this of course is more straightforward, more direct, but if it's a metaphor for something you're discovering in terms of your habits, lifestyle, maybe somebody else's habits who lives next to you, right? Just notice also the environment, not just the pattern, but like, where is it coming from? Or what is the person trying to achieve with this? What are you trying to achieve with that? How is this pattern protecting you from something, or keeping you safe, or somehow meeting your needs, right? Because nothing like that appears for no reason. It's doing something, even if it came about in a semi-automatic way and you didn't acknowledge it. This is the time to acknowledge it, and first of all, to respect it and to listen to it, right? To see it, to observe. Then you can decide what you want to do with that next. All right, so for your love life and personal space, Gemini, you have Ace of Earth. Could be dealing with an Earth sign. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. King of Water, could be dealing with a water sign. Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. And you also have Eight of Air. For your career space, you have King of Air. That's Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Seven of Air. I'll go into the analysis in a moment. I already see a lot of air, which is you. So you, Gemini. Eight of Water. Second eight. And finally, the message from the universe, Nine of Earth. Temptation. That's the devil card in the original tarot. And Hermit. So it's Virgo and Capricorn energy. Could be dealing with one of those. Bottom of the deck, Seven of Fire. I love this card so much. Taurus actually had it as well, but in the main read. And it's so interesting that Unicorn to me felt like a message about, or like a reminder to believe in miracles, you know? The fact that even if you don't believe in unicorns, unicorns believe in you. But anyway, moving on. Controlling myself a little bit, not to be overly verbose, not to just overflow with everything, but that's what it is. You need to respect the flow too. So for personal life, you have Ace of Earth, King of Water, and Eight of Air. So there is a great opportunity to have a fresh start with your person. And fresh start doesn't have to be a new place or somehow new, like officially new ways of doing the relationship. It can also be new in energy, new in the level of intimacy and connection, new in actually getting to know each other, right? Maybe if it's a new relationship and now you know so much of each other's life story, right? Maybe you know each other's family, and that gives so much more perspective on who your person is and, you know, how they became who they are today. Let's put it that way, right? Or what their environment is, right? What is the positive and the negative, right? Because we all have certain limitations, certain entrapment through the experiences that we've lived. And yeah, this is like the opportunity, how to explain this? The opportunity exists, but it still needs certain work on the mindset to be able to come to life, right? And for some of you, it will look pretty specific, like we finally are ready to have a baby. We want to get married next year. We want to buy a house. We want to travel around Europe or something. And it seems like on paper, seems doable and we both want it, so it makes sense. But if in the energy there is a limitation that says, of course it's a collective reading, so take it how it resonates for you. There's something that on the subconscious level is telling you that this is not a good idea, or this is not gonna work out, or I'm not worthy of this. Guess what? It may not happen. So up to you to discover how can you be possibly sabotaging your own happiness or progress, at least, with this person. If you're single at the moment, that look within, like it is you with you, right? It's the self-talk, that little critic that keeps telling you somehow that you can't, that somehow it's not a good idea, something is about to go wrong. Like that's what always happens to me, something like that. And you may not feel like it's important enough, but it actually is, because it keeps replaying the program and it sets you up into that frequency. For your career space, we have King of Air, Seven of Air, and Eight of Water. Oof. So some secrets can be coming to life, But it doesn't have to be that literal. It can be that you are realizing more of the dynamic within your business, at work, maybe in finding clients, and it could be a little devastating or heartbreaking even, understanding what actually drives people to your business or away from your business. You could actually find out that something that you felt like was extra care and attention and something they should be grateful for and appreciate is something that they don't like at all. Somehow it's too much, or it's again their own focus or something, and they keep leaving when they see more of that, whatever that is. There is somebody who can be a good partner for you, and since you are an air sign as well, it will feel like you speak the same language, right? They may be very analytical, they may actually be a subject matter expert in this area that you're trying to pursue, whether it's business or it's your professional career within a company, doesn't matter, right? But there is somebody around who knows more, and for them, a lot of times it's the child's play, what you are trying to figure out from like trial and error. So it makes sense to take this shortcut and use their experience and ask for advice, which again could be a challenge for at least some of you. And that's that Seven of Swords energy, where you may find that you have a problem asking for help. Somehow your ego wants you to discover this and conquer this and achieve this on your own, right? Or it's hard to admit, maybe to this person specifically, or generally to someone else, that maybe you don't know some of the stuff that seems like foundational and everybody's supposed to know. But that's also where you decide whether you want to limit yourself and stay in the cycle, or you're ready to expand and learn and receive more, right? And be that container and create that space. The universe says Nine of Pentacles, temptation, Hermit. There could be a temptation. There could be even an invitation to kind of there could be an invitation to spend some time in solitude, to take some space, take some time, just be on your own. It may look like, on the surface, it may look like, an argument with one of your loved ones, right? And you want to take space and you go off and, you want to stay somewhere else for a few days, something like that. Like it may appear in your energy field as something unpleasant, a problem, but it is, and there will be a temptation to run away from it. There will be a temptation to fix it, make it better, and for like a lot of us, it means the version that I'm used to. But this is actually a golden time for you to explore more of who you are, right? Especially if, whatever conflict you're having is either the relationship with someone you live with or just generally your place of living and lifestyle. This is like a blessing from the divine to give you an opportunity to get out of your routine, get out of your zone of comfort, and see it from the distance. Or while you're staying somewhere else, see how people can be living their life very differently, right? In a maybe somewhat similar location, but something to learn from, to embrace, and to understand better what is it that you want in your life, what kind of lifestyle do you want to live, right? So show some gratitude for that and explore and stay curious and ask yourself some questions like that, like what makes me happy as an individual? What do I want to wake up to? What do I want my kitchen to look like? Interesting, right? It seems so simple, but we don't do it even nearly enough. All right, and cards flipped out for the message from your person. You have Five of Pentacles and Six of Wands. Wow, your person has a lot of goals and aspirations in life, individually and with you, right? They want to be that quintessential winner personality, somebody who walks into the door, maybe just kicks the door with their foot, and everyone stops and pays attention, right? And people want to be around and to serve and to help and to talk to, all this kind of stuff, right? It is a little utopian, especially from where this person is right now, but it actually helps your person get out of their routine, of their rut, of their cycle of like replaying the same message to themselves. So listening to the same message from somebody in their life, right? It doesn't have to be you, even. It can be, I don't know, their parent, their sibling, even their child, their neighbor, you know, somebody who either directly or indirectly is telling them there's something wrong with you, there's something wrong with your life, right? And it's been like replaying that without them even realizing it, right? That's how much an autopilot it is. And these dreams, no matter how distant they seem, they help them get out of this energy and get into that high vibrational space. And what you are doing, and maybe especially after the time that you take for yourself, I don't know whether it's from this person or from someone else, also doesn't have to be your partner, you know, or your love interest. Maybe you are doing long distance in the first place, who knows. But anyway, after you've done your soul searching and understanding what your happiness looks like, connect with your person and on that topic and see how you can create the lifestyle and the space for each other, you know, to be there together, that will be nourishing you, the two of you as a couple, but also each of you individually, that will give space for each of you to explore yourselves and your passions individually, right? So that neither of you feels a threat in this relationship, that they're going to be somehow absorbed by this, you know, overreaching power of we over me. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. I hope this was useful for you, Gemini. If so, don't forget to like the video, and of course, if you're new, subscribe to the channel. And until next time,